Welcome to Wiretapped Truths on a special review episode because our executive producer, Miss Dona Adrian Gibson, is the costume designer for this movie, Moses the Black, which is just opened yesterday. 50 Cent and G Unit Films, and written and directed by Yelena Popovic. And I'm going to let Leland real quick. Leland, thank you for helping me with this real quick. And shout out to 50 Cent and G Unit Films for this film. I can't remember a G Unit film that I saw, maybe. So this is a good step in the right direction for them. Leland, can you? So I'm going to review the movie Moses the Black. Leland, can you give us a quick history on Saint Moses the Black?
Yes, Saint Moses the Black was a 4th century African monk, formerly a feared criminal, robber, and runaway slave in Egypt, who transformed into a revered Christian desert father. Known for his great physical strength, he converted to monasticism after hiding in a monastery, eventually becoming a priest and martyr known for humility and wisdom. Let's see.
Thank.
Born. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say thank you, brother.
Okay.
All right, so we'll get into the review of the movie real quick. Um, so the movie starts off with us seeing Moses the Black, the one that Leland just described, and in a desert, with many of his people that had just died, right? And he's crying, and we kind of see that, and then we get a fast forward into the future where we meet Malik, Omar Epps, who plays the Chicago gang leader. Malik has just gotten out of prison, and he's shout out to Omar Epps and Quavo and Wiz Khalifa, who Wiz Khalifa does way better than I expected. Like, yo, you got a role you got a future as an actor, Wiz. And Deontay Wilder, once heavyweight champion of the world, still one of the heavyweights greats, is in this movie. Um, so Malik comes back to his old crew, and he's with his grandma, right? And his grandma kind of just lays that guilt trip that only grandmas can, and she says, "I'm sorry, I let you down." And he's like, "What are you talking about? I live my life, you live yours, and the way I live my life has nothing to do with how you raise me." And she's like, "No, I let you down." And she gives him uh, a card that with Moses the Black on it, Saint Moses the Black, and he's kind of looking at it. And she said, "I have two prayers. One that we're all in heaven together, me, your mom, your dad, you. And another prayer has been answered, right?" And then we find out later on that the second prayer was that she wishes she died before him. And so she knows that she's going to sleep that night for her last time. Uh, which, when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about my grandma. She, her last night, she said, an angel came to visit me. He told me I'm leaving tonight, which was crazy. But, so she has this intuition that this will be her last night. Um, Omar Epps starting as the gang leader, and now they're going against a rival gang that shoot up the funeral at a all time low. Like, how the hell do you shoot up a funeral? But you see, Omar Epps got his protection. They jump on him quick. Malik, he's having chest pains, and he starts to see visions of Moses the Black. He even sees himself as Moses the Black. This saint that his grandma told him about. And we have flashbacks of Moses the Black. Now in his crew, he does have somebody that's a churchgoer, but he still does what he does. And he kind of tells Malik one time, like, "Hey, I won't kill you to go to church with me one time, right?" But Malik is like, "That's not me, right?" And then when he starts seeing these visions, though, he kind of says he sees the visions and he acknowledges them, but he kind of thinks that he created this path for self, and this is the way that he has to go out. And he always repeats, "Live by the sword, die by the sword. Live by the sword, die by the sword." And his friends even like, "Man, you quoting the Bible to me now?" He's like, you never even touched the Bible a day in your life. But he gets caught up on these visions and on the last words that his grandma said to him. Some great scenes between him and his friend, dialogue driven. I suggest even getting to the movie a little early. You get a little behind the scenes scene, and all these guys thank the filmmaker. Some say like, "Oh, she even changed my life," which is crazy, So, um, some of the weak parts, I would give an honest review. They want revenge for this guy Saeed. Saeed was Malik's right hand man. I don't when they do a little flashback on Malik and Saeed, I don't it was kind of like, oh, he seen me sniff coke in prison and he was kind of like, you're better than this. And then from that day on, they had each other's back, and the flashback was just kind of like I don't know, I wasn't into it, like, didn't make me believe like, oh, these guys are ride or die with each other, right? And and it, I'm giving this an honest review because I was going to just come here and say this is the greatest movie ever. I love it because it was Miss Donna's movie. But
Mm-hmm.
Miss Donna texted me specifically and said I want an honest review. So again, an honest review. Um, Quavo's also in the movie, and Quavo
Miss
plays
Khalifa too, right?
Wiz Khalifa. He got a role as man. He got a future as an actor, man.
For real.
So Wiz Khalifa's on Malik's side, on Omar Epps' side, and Quavo plays the rival. He has some scenes with a cop that's also wants Malik dead, and he's like, "How can you guys not kill him? This guy's like bulletproof." Um, the actors do a phenomenal job. I wasn't enthralled. I wasn't thrilled by the dialogue with them. It was just kind of weird, out of
Mm-hmm.
place. I mean, he plays like always coked up, so that's where his hyperness came into play. But it was just I don't know. That dialogue was like a little off-putting to me. You know, um, some of the stronger parts was the Malik storyline and the dialogue Malik has. And with his he has this girlfriend too that he wants to take her and her son to paradise. He wants to get away from this life. And he wants to make this life with her. Now throughout this going on, we have two rival gangs going at each other, and in the future, in the internet way that we're in today, um they do Instagram lives. So Wiz Khalifa and them are always doing IG lives, and the other gang is always calling them booty bandits. And they're like, yo, why do they keep calling us booty bandits? And they find out that one person on their team was talking to a transsexual on Instagram live, and he was like, I thought it was a girl. And they start bullying him. His own crew's like, yo, it's because of you that we're getting called booty bandits. The other crew's having fun calling them booty bandits. We see some back and forth going at each other. We see some murders, and Malik is calling the shots, and he kind of like gets a whiff of what's going on, and we kind of see him come to a turning point. Is his choices to make, and he has to decide on who he's going to let out of the life and stuff. Is he going to let somebody in his crew has a son? So is it worth him getting killed, or should Malik give him a pass and let him go live a life, right? That away from the crew. Uh, I kind of then it does flashbacks to the Moses the Black in Egypt, which was pretty interesting. Uh, the storyline, I give probably like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I loved it. Like it's about a spiritual finding. It's a lot of internal conflict that we see Omar Epps have, and Omar Epps has been one of my favorites since the days of Juice. You know,
Right.
I know most recently he was on the Power Universe, Raising Kanan.
Phenomenal.
He plays Kanan's biological father,
Father.
right?
Yep.
So you know, it was yeah, Omar being a '90s kid, man. I loved loving basketball, Juice. You know, In Too Deep. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. So
Yeah. He got some
uh,
classics under his belt, and it sounds like this one was beautifully shot too. Like I'm definitely, as
it
soon as I
was, yeah.
find a movie theater that's playing it close, I told you I think the closest one that I saw was an hour and a half away. So like, it was no way I could have made that yesterday. But I'm definitely
Yeah,
gonna make some time to try to find somewhere that's playing it close where I can go watch it. It sounds like it's a phenomenally written and shot movie. Like,
yeah. You know, it's a great story. You know that I really appreciate it. Some weak points that I mentioned. You know that I found kind of weak. I just didn't the guy Saeed and him. I didn't kind of buy that friendship getting formed. Like I didn't. I saw the other guy more as his ride or die. You know, and when you guys see the movie, you would know what I'm talking about. So, but with that being said, you know, it's definitely worth a watch. Um, Overall, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Definitely worth going to go see. And costumes are 100 out of 100. So no, I mean I don't, you know, I don't know how to critique the costume design that you know too much, but I mean, to me they look like, you know, gang members and
right.
rappers, and you know it's anything that I would wear, an iced out watch, you know. So to me, I think Miss Donna did her job. You know, she was on point. Um, so yeah, man, I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10, man, and I hope I gave it a little good justice on reviewing it. What do you think, Leland?
Good stuff. Good stuff. No, it sounds like it's a phenomenal story. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to find some theaters if I can find this playing it close. Maybe now that it's released, I'll see some more pop up. But when I looked, what day was that? Me and you were talking Wednesday, I think, and it was like the closest one was an hour and a half away. So
Yeah, yeah,
like, maybe since now it's released, it'll be in something that's a little closer where I can go view it because I'm gonna view it at some point in time, to
yeah.
give my feedback on it because it sounds like looks like the cast is phenomenal. Miss Donna's
Oh
a
yeah.
part of it, so that alone, has me like, okay, yeah, I know I need to at least support it and show love to it. So at some point in time, I'm gonna get my take on it when I find it for sure.
Yeah, and I liked how they made these. I like how they made a lot of the beef happen over these IG lives. Like it wasn't even them seeing each other. It's like them doing a
All
live
over
and
social media.
yeah, and the rival gang like trolling them.
Yeah,
You know, kind of, you know, hey, we live. This is 2026 now. You
for
know,
sure.
so 7 out of 10. Shout out Miss Donna. Shout out 50 Cent. Shout out G Unit Films. 50 man. Definitely appreciate what you do for filmmaking and all the films if you get to see this. And I would love to get the filmmaker or Omar Epps on the show once we've all seen the movie and can interview them possibly.
And is it on G Unit Films for sure?
Yeah, in the beginning it said 50 Cent G Unit Films production.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was still the film moniker he was working under. I didn't know if it was still called G Unit Films. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Yep.
Good
So
stuff. Yeah. Yeah. No, we love to have anybody that was involved with the movie. Please feel free to tap in. We'll reach out to some of you all as well. We definitely love to have anybody associated with the movie on for an interview for sure. So star-studded cast. So we'll definitely start to reach out to some people, see who we can land on the channel to have them interview about the movie. That'd be pretty dope. So
yeah.
okay. Good stuff then. Again, please like, share, subscribe, comment, Wiretapped Truths. We're going to put this out for you all today. So you all will see this probably within the next hour, 2 hours. So like, share, subscribe, comment, Wiretapped Truths. We appreciate all the love, all the support. Thank you all so much. We'll see y'all soon.
Leland, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Always, always.